You're unmuted.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday. No, it's not. It's Monday.
Sorry.
Monday, February 9th. We will call to order at 7:01. And we'll do roll call.
President Valerie Reinfeller.
Here.
Vice President Andrea DeFillo.
On Monday here and Tuesday not.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller.
Here.
Councilmember Matt Vivian.
Here.
Councilmember Suzanne Mitchell.
Here.
Councilmember Doug Cassini-Klein.
Happy to be here.
Online.
He's here. Councilmember Greg Radonovich is absent, and we have Mayor Paul Gamera.
Here.
All right. Stand if you can for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. And we will start our public comment portion of our meeting. If you are a resident taxpayer for Churchill, you can comment. Please raise your virtual hand. We'll promote you to panelists and you can comment. We don't have anybody here right now, person. And we have one hand. Cindy, we are going to promote you to panelist and you will be asked to unmute and you can speak.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Cindy Haig. I live at 24 Thornycroft Road. Some folks know me as the Chicken Lady. I'm just giving a shout out and a cheer to all of the borough workers with the snow and the removal and the plow, and everybody's cranking. And so just thank you to everybody that works for the borough. I appreciate your efforts.
Cindy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And they have been working really hard, so I appreciate when residents come online and leave nice comments to them. Thank you. Anybody else online? We do have 3 people online right now. All right, no public comment. We will close public comment. And we will move on to our ordinary items.
Minutes, motion to approve the meeting minutes from Monday, January 5th, 2026, reorganization meeting and the Borough Council workshop meeting, and the Monday, January 12th, 2026, regular council meeting.
Second.
So exciting.
I don't think we need to say we
Yeah, that was beautiful in harmony. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President.
In the month of January, our officers dealt with a higher than normal number of incidents that were more significant in nature. Most of these incidents involved pursuits of vehicles that had been stolen and then used in the commission of other violent felony crimes. Details of these incidents are described below. On Saturday, January 24th at 3 a.m., our department requested to assist the Wilkinsburg Police Department in searching the Grand Boulevard area for 2 stolen vehicles that had just been involved in multiple vehicle break-ins nearby. A Churchill officer located both vehicles, which were traveling Grand Boulevard toward William Penn Highway, and attempted to effect a traffic stop. Both vehicles fled on the I-376 eastbound, where one exited at Business Point 2 eastbound. The officers notified surrounding departments and terminated the pursuit once the speed exceeded 100 miles per hour. Officers from Monroeville Police then observed the actor's vehicle entering the Sam's Club parking lot and turning around, where the pursuit then resumed on Route 22 westbound back toward Churchill. Shortly after the actor lost control on Beulah at Long Road in Penn Hills and collided with a utility pole and rolled over. The actor was the sole occupant and later determined to be a 17-year-old juvenile, sustained minor injuries and was taken into custody. The vehicle was confirmed to be the stolen vehicle, and a stolen semi-automatic pistol was also recovered. No other motorists or police officers were injured during that incident. And the second one is on Wednesday, January 28th, 12:01 noon time. Officers from several agencies responded to assist the Wilkins Township officers at Brentmore Towers on Penn Center Boulevard for a report of a male armed with a firearm who had threatened employees of the building and physically assaulted one of them. Officers encountered the suspect in a vacant parking garage, still armed with the firearm. The incident eventually developed into an officer-involved shooting after the suspect fired his weapon at the officers. The suspect was critically injured but survived the incident, and following several days of hospitalization, was taken into custody upon discharge. Upon his discharge. The suspect is currently being held with no bond at the Allegheny County Jail on multiple felony charges. No police officers or civilians were injured. Investigation of the incident is being conducted by the Allegheny County Police Department Homicide Unit. And on my normal monthly report, our officers handled a total of 861 events for this month. The department's 5 police vehicles logged a total of 5,928 miles. The magisterial fines for the month were $937.62. The ticket summary for the month of January was 11, 1 parking ticket and 10 traffic tickets. And the details and other related statistics concerning the police department during the month of January 2026 are reported on the attached police department records.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Madam President, motion to accept the mayor's report for February 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to our treasurer's report.
Madam President, motion to accept the treasurer's report for January 31st, 2026, and directing the finance officer to pay the bills for the Borough of Churchill accrued since January 13th, 2026.
Second.
As normal, I will read the larger bills, and as we know, we had a little snow come over our way.
No,
This
really?
month, just a little bit. So Bigley Audie, which is street maintenance, was $54,043.16. Salt was $25,626.70. Our Mount Lebanon Financial Co-op was $22,507.75. And Gateway Engineers at $13,415.
Any discussion? Was that our second order of salt?
Yes,
That's from both companies,
Yes, sir.
American Rock Salt and Compass America.
yeah, it's American.
Okay.
Yeah. All the salt.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And moving on to our action items.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4681, establishing an official policy for the enforcement of non-criminal federal immigration laws.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would only note that, there are certain federal statutes that require a certain sharing of information. So this is almost more of a statement of policy than a hugely practical resolution. However, it does confirm that the borough does not enter into a 287G agreement with the federal government. But just to make you aware that there are certain statutory obligations, and the police will continue to enforce all of the normal criminal enforcement of criminal statutes as they all already do.
Any discussion?
I think we did a good job last time going over it. And again, this is not because I trust our police completely, fully trust them. This is nothing to do more with the fact that there's established government body to do that particular job, and we have these guys to do the criminal job, and they do a heck of a job. If they have a warrant, they can help any Allegheny County or something like that. Please do your job, because you do a great job, and we're so proud of you, and thank you for what you're doing. That's all that really is.
Yeah. Any other comments? I want to say something, but I'll do that.
Well, just coincidentally, the email that I sent to council just to clarify our local police department's role, that's the standing position of the Allegheny County Chiefs of Police, the
Absolutely.
resident
Yep.
PhDs. So I sent that without, I had no, because I missed the workshop, I had no knowledge of it. But it just coincidentally, right.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions, feel free to ask, but again, Without getting into details, we continue doing it like the solicitor said, we do our portion. We don't have any desire nor authority to affect actual immigration enforcement.
Yep.
It would be in a supportive role as scene safety and officer safety, but it wouldn't involve any sort of apprehension efforts, so.
Glad that was made clear. I know that different boroughs and municipalities have looked into this as well and have passed resolutions. So I'm really proud of this council for bringing this forward, especially as a woman and especially as a Latina, now more than ever, as we all know what's happening around the world. So I'm really glad that this was brought up.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's good, but I'll say it now because I think it's more appropriate. Actually, the chief and I've had discussions about this going back several months ago when
Yeah.
I was approached by the church
Yeah.
asking where our stance was, what we would do if they were coming to the church during mass. So
Yeah.
this has gone back for a while. And since then, the chief and I have had several other conversations about where it's leads up to now. So, I understand where their stance is and he understands. And the other day, you said something like I like that statement. I forget what it was. Keeping the peace or
Yeah, peacekeeping efforts.
peacekeeping efforts.
Yeah.
That's mainly what it's all about.
Yeah, we don't, we want our residents to also know where our police stands on this. I think this is really important to be able to discuss it openly, and publicly as well.
The last thing we want is friction between our police or
Right.
are not out there doing anything with their job.
Yep.
And thinking that because somebody's in uniform.
Yep.
Something like that, when it does not have to escalate, 'cause there's nothing going on, so.
I would like to think that would be a very, very minimal chance, if anything.
You never know.
Yeah, we've encountered it a couple times on traffic stops
Yes.
where we have, but again, the law is clear that we cannot further detain or hold somebody for this, just for the mere sole purpose of determining immigration status. We can affect the law, we can make arrests, we can carry out our duties, but when it comes to simply determining immigration status and enforcement efforts, we draw the line there with, we terminate our contact once our lawful duty has been carried, unless there's a lawful reason.
Yep.
To hold them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this a roll call vote or all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries.
Madam President, motion to have the borough manager advertise the bidding of various sanitary sewer repairs associated with the borough gaming, economic development, and tourism fund, the GEDTF grant.
Second?
Any discussion?
We talked about it at workshop too, so yeah. And thank you for getting the grant.
Thanks for grants, yay!
Grants.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 8.
Madam President, motion to have the borough manager advertise the bidding for the 2026 paving. The proposed 2026 paving program is Fenwick Drive, Henley Drive, and Burnaby Drive.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion?
I'd just add in here too that actually the municipality received a grant for this. So an LSA grant for this project, and with that, we're still waiting on the final items to be selected there, but we really just wanted to get this in front of you just so that once that's there, we can get this advertised for bidding for this year.
Great. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 9.
Madam President, motion to have the borough manager advertise an ordinance to adopt the 2021 International Property Maintenance Code with certain amendments and additions.
Second.
Any discussion?
So this was covered kind of in the workshop
Yes.
meeting as well, and it's been in the binder. But, in updating the code, that's something that happens every 3 years at the national level, and then, flows down through, state of Pennsylvania. They're always one code cycle behind typically, so that's why we're looking at 2021. Updating from 2018 is where we were at. And a couple of things, a couple of the amendments, right? We're just about making sure that, we have GFCI outlet, anywhere within 6 feet of water. Electrical panel inspection, something else that, is being considered. So that's all part of that draft, so.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 10.
Madam President, motion to have the Borough Manager advertise an ordinance to adopt the 2021 International Fire Code.
Second?
Any discussion?
Same as the last one. We're just updating. Yeah, we're just updating.
Yeah, many of the building codes automatically update every 3 years, as Mr. Cecilia said, had mentioned, but the fire code and the National Public Maintenance Code, you can sort of pick whichever versions you want. We've got, Stonebreaker has been very proactive in suggesting that we keep these things updated and matching with the other UCC codes that they're being updated, so that's all.
Thank you for making that comment.
Yeah, I think one of the public safety things too, so like with the updated fire code, that was one of the changes that I think 2018 or 2015 is when, you know, the 20-minute fire door between your garage and home, you know, was mandated, right? So there's communities where that's not required, but you know, it's a pretty easy, fairly inexpensive safety issue that, you know, when homes come up for sale, that make them a lot safer. So, you know, it's that kind of stuff that you're looking out for.
All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 11.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4682, approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Turtle Creek Valley Council of Governments to create a joint fire code appeals board with the final form to be subject to approval by the manager and solicitor.
Second.
Any discussion?
The reason why we've asked for a little flexibility on the final form is the document generated by the COG just needs some cleaning up really more than anything else. It's gonna look a lot like the other joint appeals boards that the borough's already participating in. And the reason for that, I think we talked about probably in the workshop, is it's very difficult to sort of stack your own appeals boards for these various codes because they're so rarely used. So it's nice whenever, you know, all the COG members gather together, appoint one that they all share, make a lot more time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the intergovernmental relationship. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 12.
Motion to approve or deny the constitutional.
Motion to either one.
Motion to approve or deny
No,
the
you
conditional use.
just say deny.
Oh,
You're only saying motion to either you approve or you deny.
okay,
So
perfect.
whichever. Yep.
Motion to approve the conditional use application to operate a short-term rental at 3786 Rural Court West, Pittsburgh, PA 15221, parcel ID 0372E00158000000.
And before that second, Ms. Mitchell, could I suggest you may want to add, on the condition of compliance with all applicable regulations, including the Allegheny County Hotel, tax, regulations.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that, now we'll just add that for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second,
Any discussion?
just for the record, in case, you know, folks didn't attend the hearing, you know, we have currently 4 operating short-term rentals in the borough since that code was changed. That's over a year ago now. So, you know, part of that process requires a public hearing. You know, so that was previously held where the applicant came. You know, anyone from the community was welcome to come out, you know, to either voice support or, you know, unsupported that. And then the applicant, you know, has kind of gone through in front of the planning commission already as well, so.
Thank you for clarifying that. So this would be, if approved, this would be the 5th short-term rental in Churchill. Like Matt said, the applicants get to work closely with our property safety specialist, Scott, and they go over, the house to ensure that it's secure for residents. And they have to pass inspection prior to becoming a short-term rental.
There's occupancy limits and things like that.
Limits, occupancy, codes, et cetera. We want to make sure that, it does not violate anything.
I think, Valley, on your point there about violations, that this is, you know, the reason this was done via conditional use when that original ordinance was kind of thought about several years ago now, was so that, you know, if there is issues, right, we always have a right to revoke a permit.
Yes.
So, you know, if you live next to a short-term rental and there are types of, you know, issues or anything else, you know, please call the police, you know, call the borough office. We've been very fortunate. I think we have responsible folks so far running these and maintaining them well, and frankly, probably providing a service to the community. If you have folks coming in from out of town to visit or whatever, they can stay close. But we certainly want to make sure we're protected if we were to see any problem.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that carries. All right, we'll move on to our discussion items, and we'll start with our borough engineer.
Madam President, just a couple of quick things. One thing, a couple of upcoming grant considerations we discussed with staff. There is a DCNR grant that is currently open. It's open through April. That can potentially be used towards park projects. So one item that was discussed. If the borough plans to proceed, there would be expected to have a resolution at the March meeting for that. And then also multimodal, that actually opens up in March, would be due in May. With that, that could be considered for traffic lights. I know one of the items that has come up in the past was Viola, Brady, Linker, and Synchronized.
That would be great.
So those were a couple of grant considerations that have been discussed. Otherwise, we talked about the couple of projects that we plan to bid. Also, we have the general O&M contract that we talked about back in December. We plan to bid those out in March and into April. As well as the we received grant funding. We're still waiting for everything to be finalized for the small water and sewer grant. Again, that was through the boroughs, not through the stormwater authority.
Yeah.
So we would be looking to get that finalized and then have those projects out to bid sometime this spring.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Chief?
Thank you, Madam President. Just a friendly reminder to residents that, I'd like to think we're done with the snow at least for a while. Should we be?
Start praying.
Right. You cannot deposit your snow into the road. And I've been on patrol with the last storm. There was at least 10 people that were using snow blowers, depositing snow into the road, where we came through and they had already done so, and it created a large slick spot. We had to go in there and kind of remind them. So again, just a friendly reminder, it's against the law and it's against the ordinance, and obviously it creates a safety efforts. But that's all I have.
Thank you. Ashley?
A couple of things, thank you, Madam President. The borough was awarded another $500,000. We would like to thank Congressman Chris Rubio and Rep. Salisbury for that. And the treasurer's office will be here next Friday. We're tentative, so if anybody has any questions or anything like that.
If you need to pay your taxes, you can come here and pay them. Pay your taxes. They will be taking cards. Yes, you guys. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Dog licenses, questions for taxes, paying taxes.
Anything. Yep. So please come out.
Yes.
Stay out. Mr. Solicitor.
Madam President,
Thank you, guys. Anybody on council?
Just want to thank everybody for all the hard work that we continue to do. I'd like to thank our obviously public works. So I'd like to thank you two guys, our staff, Jenny, police. I mean, it's always hard. We have these massive snow events. It's bitter cold. Nobody's in a good mood. The amount of things that everyone has responded to, the fire department, all these calls. It's even harder when it's that cold.
Yeah.
So thank you and be safe, everyone.
Please make sure you're checking on your neighbors. Please. And Mr. Mayor.
just two things. I just briefly found out we're for the rest of the winter, like she says, we hope we don't go over snow, but
I hope not.
snow pile is looking pretty good. So we're doing the
The
salt.
salt pile, that's looking good.
Look pretty good.
Good.
Good with that. And you know what, just for that recent incident with the police department, it's like we didn't even miss a beat. I mean, I gotta give it to the chief. We got through that, behind the snow, no one got hurt with any of those incidents. Schedule wasn't marred up too much. Everything went well for the whole thing. I'm gonna give it to the chief for taking care of that. Just wanted to remind, Councilman Ross, February 22nd is the positive dinner, Blackbird Civic Association, like $15 a person, kids or whatever it is. Because and Kathy did send out a little flyer on the, was it Savvy Citizen or maybe the Facebook page is, that's on, they wanted a RSVP by a certain date,
Yes,
preferably.
yes. When you're making that much pasta, it's good to know ahead of
Right,
time.
How many people you're getting?
Yeah.
But walk-ins are still welcome, right?
Yes.
RSVP.
If you can, it just makes it easier for everybody, and they will cook on site too, if they have to, they'll add more, you know. ECA has a giant kitchen, so we're good.
I did get a compliment from the treasurer yesterday, Saturday, on our little advertisement that we had in our newsletter. Telling about the, you know, what the treasurer's office offers comers, so she thanked us for putting that in the newsletter. And the other one thing was, Deb's not here, communications committee would want you to know. Oh, I'm sorry, Deb.
Hey.
Don't want me to tell you, when the articles for the newsletter due?
Well, I was just about to say something about
There you
that.
There you go.
We would like anyone who is going to be writing an article, Ashley would like them by the end of the week. And we're also asking, because we have so much content, to make sure you limit it to about a half a page, but they all need to be in by Friday. We're kind of speeding up the next newsletter to get it out a little quicker.
Yeah. Due to events that are happening, we make sure it's out and people have.
Right, exactly.
That makes sense. Thank you. Any
Sure.
other thoughts, comments, Deb?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Thanks, Deb. Can't wait to see you back.
Nice seeing you guys. Okay.
All right, everybody. I think that's it.
All right. Stay warm.
Who wants to?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, good night, everybody.
Thank you.
See you later.